Hello and welcome to another epic themed battle report. I'm Gordon, the regular host of Life or Die, and I'm joined by Craig as usual. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. So we're playing Legions Imperialis 40K, we're calling it, and really what it is, we're using the Legions Imperialis rule set, but we're using second stroke net epic armies for the stat lines and the army composition. We're going to do a more fulsome separate video which is available in the channel if you want to have a look as to why we're doing this, but the kind of short version is we have all these old armies, we want to use them, we want to roll the dice, and also we know the stat lines more or less inside out, or we're a lot more familiar than we are with Legions Imperialis. So we're not trying to throw any shade at Legions Imperialis as it stands. We really enjoyed it, but yeah, today we're doing, I'm taking the squats, who are this side of the board, and behind the camera there, Craig is bringing his Eldar. So we'll have a wee look at the armies then. Right, for my squat force, I've taken mostly companies. Starting with at the back here, we've got the Squat Goliath Super Heavy Artillery Battery. We've got the Iron Eagle Gyrocopter Wing. Down here we've got the Squat Guild Biker Force. And also got the Squat Iron Breaker Squadron, which consists of the Leviathan, squad of Warriors, also 2 squads of Berserkers. To add to them, I've also taken a squad of Thunderers and also the Grand Warlord himself. And I've got 2 Colossuses, both of which have their own recon Iron Eagles. So yeah, that's my squads.
Okay, for my Eldar force, I've got 3 formations. So I've got my armoured company here, so it's the Tempests, 2 detachments of the Tempests and the Firestorm, and they're supported by the Phantom Titan, who's armed as seen with the Pulsar, Heat Lance, Missile Wing, and Las Cannon Wing. And then I've got my kind of reconnaissance formation here, so I've got the Jet Bike Host, I've got a unit of Pathfinder Scouts, and then I've got the 2 Scout Titans with them. And then I've got my Guardian Defender host here, which is the Falcons and Guardians, and then they're supported by a unit of Striking Scorpions and Fire Dragons. And then finally I've got the freebie Avatar, and they're just going to wander about and try to kill stuff.
Okay, so that was the armies, so let's have a look at my deployment. So I have, down this back corner here, I've got my Goliath Mega Cannons. I've got the 2 squads of Berserkers, who are kind of close combat specialists, a squad of Iron Eagles. Then moving across, we've got my Thunderers, who are going to be obviously looking to move into this building and dish out some firepower. I've got a Grand Warlord. I've got a Spotter, which is actually the spotter for the most extreme of the Colossus. So red is for green, and then I've got a blue one over here, which is for blue. Blue is for blue, which is... that's my thinking. I don't know if anybody else is on board with that, but anyway. So yeah, I've got the Colossus here. I'm going to have 2 squads of Iron Eagles. I've then got the Warrior group, who has a Warlord, but not the Grand Warlord. I've then got the Leviathan, which is part of their company. He doesn't have a spotter, but the Colossus do, as I mentioned. And then finally, I've got my Guild Bikers. I've got the Trikes here, and then 2 squads of bikes. What have you got, Craig?
On my side, I've got my Tempest, or half of my Tempest company down here, sitting in the void. They are actually on the table. It's just, not very aesthetic for me, but I'm going for the win here, so I want to get them as far back as possible. So yeah, they're holding down this corner opposite the Colossus over there, so yeah, a bit worried for them. And I've got the bulk of my force actually here in this kind of right-hand quarter for me. I've got my full jet bike host, most of my Falcons, 2 of my Titans, my Aspect Warriors, Guardians, and Avatar. At the back, I've got the other side of the Tempest host, Firestorm, and more Guardians, Falcons, and a Revenant. And the sneaky scouts have just infiltrated into the forest here, and they're kind of looking over Objective B. And then all I've got on the left flank for me is 1 little squad of Guardians. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm doing any kind of tactical genius refused flank type action here, or if I've made a total mess of it before the game's even started, but we'll see shortly. You'll see by the timestamp of this video if it's been a good one or not. So we're still using the Legions Imperialis mission system for the moment, but we've decided just to do a primary, because this is our first game of it, we don't want to skew the stats on it too much. So we've rolled up for the primary mission, and we've rolled No Man's Land, which is essentially objectives straight down the middle line. So there's 3 in the centre, and I believe there are cumulative points for each one. They're all worth the same.
If you get more, if you control more, you get more point. It's kind of skewed. The more you get, the more skewed towards you it is. And obviously, all 3 is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's quite a simple one this time. And like I say, we've ditched the secondary objectives just to keep it simple for our first game, because we're bound to make some mistakes, or at least discover some things that we hadn't thought about where we try to smash these 2 systems together. But yeah, I'm pretty confident it's going to work. So yeah. Okay, so we're interrupting the movement phase. So Gordon's moved a squad of Iron Eagle gyrocopters into this big stramash, which you'll see in a minute. But I'm going to intercept it with my Firestorm anti-aircraft artillery, so they can target skimmers with no penalty to snap fire. So that's what I'm going to do. And it'll be 3 dice hitting on 4s.
Man.
Useless. Okay, so that's the end of turn 1 movement. How do we summarise this? Obviously, my stuff's been fairly cagey at the back line. I've got the Tempests and Falcons have all stayed put for doing pop-up attacks later. The Avatar was the first to move in his compulsory movement. He's just wandered up the middle as usual. My Guardians have kind of stayed put on this side, and then the other ones have garrisoned this building, and they're being supported by one of the Revenants. The Phantom Titan has taken a little step back, mostly to give line of sight to that Firestorm, which just saw completely whiffing, so that was a waste of time. The rest of my Guardians and Aspect Warriors have kind of moved into the take over this building and prepare themselves for the next turn. And then obviously the big mass kind of carnage going on here with both of our bike companies, and now these Iron Eagles are involved as well, so yeah, it's a bit of a mess. In terms of Gordon, for you, you've kept that guy on first fire at the back there. Your other Leviathan, or your Leviathan's moved up. You've garrisoned the building here with your, what are they, just warriors?
Just warriors, yeah, nothing exciting.
Yeah.
These Iron Eagles were anticipating a surge through the centre, which did not happen, so they're kind of been a bit wasted.
Yeah.
And the Colossus is just pushing up. Should mention, in a slight change from second and Net Epic, that we're applying orders to the likes of command units and Praetorians, which was not the case in those rules.
Yeah, because there's not really an equivalent in Legions at the moment that we know of. There's no kind of, most command units are attached to other detachments that just get normal orders, so we're just playing it like that for the moment, see how that goes.
Grand Warlord is on a suicide march through the middle, really to threaten that building. Same here with these Berserkers. So I've got some Thunderers over here, which
heavy weapons guys.
Yeah, heavy weapons guys, so hopefully they'll be able to put some pressure on those Guardians that have moved into that building. Obviously the Goliaths have just sat where they are, which they're going to do all battles, so don't be surprised. Unless they fall back, of course. Another squad of Berserkers is moving into the woods to kind of try and help keep the pressure on this objective A over here, while the Iron Eagles also did a march. So just for clarity, the vehicles are march order is double movement, but for infantry it's triple, which is why you're seeing, which I think is really great, because it means that the Scots were really struggling in the previous edition where it was only the double move, but the march gives them the infantry can all treble move, which is great. It's leading to an interesting battle. We haven't even rolled dice. Well, we've rolled a couple of dice, not many dice.
About those ones,
yeah.
Okay, so over to me for the first fire. Now I've got a lot of debating going on here because I've got quite a few units in first fire. Unfortunately, I've just realised that these Tempests, because I put them on the right and the back line, which I thought was being a clever guy, it's actually out of range for the Grand Battery, but they're in range of me, so yeah, I'm slightly annoyed about that. But so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to fire I think I'll actually go with these Falcons here, make a pop-up attack, and we're just talking about this recon gyrocopter. It's actually incredibly powerful because it allows your Colossus over there to do direct barrages with all of its weapons that have barrages, so the Doomsday Cannon and the missiles, which is pretty insane, and it also puts my other squad of Tempests at a lot of risk, I think. So, long story short, I'm going to shoot, to pop up, shoot him.
And it would stop him getting the objective as well.
Yeah, exactly, which is the important thing. So, 3 dice, hitting on 4s.
4s, yeah.
Finally.
3 hits. So I'm needing 6s, I need 3 6s. Nope. So, yeah. Dead. Alright, I'm going to fire the first of my Goliath cannons. Unfortunately for Craig, I'm within range of his Tempest. So, first thing to mention is that we have had a big discussion about this, and we're using from Legions Imperialis a combination of the barrage rule and the blast rule.
Yep.
So the barrage rule says that when you target a formation, they're all hit. So you don't even need to bother putting a template down.
Mm-hmm.
So that means when I fire this, all 3 of these Tempests will be hit.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an indirect barrage and we were rolling for scatter, we will then apply the rule with the barrage template and then it scatters. So that's the kind of halfway house that we've...
Yeah, and then anything that's hit, any detachment that's underneath that barrage template after it scatters, all of the units under that detachment are considered fair game effectively.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of just because in Legions Imperialis all hits apply to the detachment.
Yeah.
That's the reason behind it.
And just to clarify, you still need to roll to hit as well.
Exactly.
On top of that, so it's not an instant hit.
And before we even get there, I'm going to roll for my barrage points.
Yep.
So D6 plus 4 barrage points. Oh, good. 9. So that's 2 plus. Yeah, bad news for you.
So yeah, it gives us this option as well. If you can see here, we've obviously got the units a bit more bunched up than we normally would have. It means you can kind of forget about worrying.
Yeah, because they're just
spreading stuff out. Yeah,
exactly.
So it should speed the game up a little bit.
One less faff.
One less faff, yeah.
Yep. So 2 more to hit here.
Oh,
2. So it's -3. So you have 2 saves to make.
Yep. Save. Back to me. So my next unit of Falcons is going to try and strip some shields off of your Leviathan. Yep.
Sorry.
It's all right.
They're going after those gyrocopters.
I probably should, but we'll see how this goes. So hitting on 4s.
Nothing.
Nothing, jeez.
Okay, I'm going to fire my second Goliath mega cannon, who I was thinking of firing at your Tempest, but I can only see one of them, so I would only be able to apply hits to him. So I'm just going to go for your Falcons that popped up there. D6 plus 4 barrage points, 8, which is 3 plus, and 3. Success to save, and you get 1.
Nice. And they'll take a morale check. Morale for Eldar, is it 3 off the top of my head? Yep, okay.
Fine.
Okay, so it's back to me, so I'm going to try this again with the Falcons popping up to hit the Leviathan and try and strip some shields. So, 1. One shield.
Alright, my last of my Goliath mega cannons is going to fire at this last unit and it popped up there, barrage points to so 6, which is 4 or more to hit. And I just get 1 of 8. 6. No.
1 goes away.
Yep.
Okay, back to me. So I'm going to use my Eldar Pathfinders to take a shot at the Grand Warlord. So they'll be hitting on 4s.
2. And I save on 5s. Nope. He is dead. Okay, my Iron Eagles here. They found a single target to fire at, which is this guy. That's the only one they're in range. The first 2 are in range with him. So they get 6 dice, all 5s to hit. The red dice are 0 modifiers, but the green dice are -2s.
I don't think I get a save anyway, but we'll see.
Ugh, not a single hit.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I've got my 3 Tempests here, so they're going to first fire. Not going to pop up though, and they're going to fire it into your Iron Eagle gyrocopters. Never said obviously we can fire through the bikes because they're of a lower class, pinning class. That's how we've kind of played it so far, is that you can see through smaller units basically to get to bigger units.
4s, looking for 4s.
3.
-3.
-3.
I think that kills them out, right? Wound in each wipes them out.
Lovely.
Nice. Alright, I'm going to fire my Colossus here, and he's going to fire his Doomsday Cannon at one of your
3 Falcons.
3 Falcons, and he's going to fire a missile at these 2, because they're all popped up. So I'll deal with the missile first. 6 barrage points, so 4 or more. 1 hit, and it's -1.
So looking for a 4?
Looking for a 4, yep.
He's okay.
Yeah, fine. Doomsday Cannon, rolling for barrage points, D6 plus 3. 8, so that's 3s to hit. And there's 3 of them. 3 hits, good.
That's a -3.
Looking for 6s.
Nada.
So that takes out that whole unit. Okay, so I'm going to fire the battle cannon, which are all going to go straight for your Revenant. We both feel a bit uneasy about the fact of the battle cannon. Some are down one side and some are down the other side. It's just always been the way in the Epic. they've got a 360 art.
Yeah, the way I justified it in my head the other day was that you could have the crew from one side are assisting the other side, so they're firing twice as fast, effectively, or some nonsense like that.
Yeah. Now, you're partially covered here, so that gives me a -1 to hit, because it's 50%, so the 8 dice, usually 4 or more, 5 or 6s now. Pretty good.
Yes, very good.
4, yep.
4 hits, and these are going through the Hall of Field, so he's on advanced orders, and he's a Revenant, so that's 4+ to save. One gets through.
Yep, that's -2.
Yeah, so we've ruled that all Titans and Praetorians have a 1+ armor save, effectively, through their shields. So -2 to that will be a 3. And he's fine.
Saved.
Okay, last first fire for me. So I've got the Tempests here are going to fire at the popped up gyrocopters. Yeah, 4 pluses. Yep,
they're all dead.
So they're all dead. Insta death.
I'm done.
Cool. Okay, so we're into combat, or close combat, and we've only got one, but it's a big one. There's quite a few fights going on here. So I think the way it works is that because I have the initiative, I get to choose the order of the fights. So I'm going to go with my outer rim in the way, essentially.
Right. So you're attacking this guy?
Yes, go with that.
Okay, so you get +3, I get +4, so...
I get +1 in the charge, yep.
Oh yes, of course, the charge, I forgot about that.
But then, do you get +1 in the charge because you charged as well?
Yes.
I think you do. So it's kind of moot, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm still +1 over you.
Right. Okay. Oh, you get me.
Yep.
I'm 1. So next one along. Yep.
Oof. Yeah, you've got him.
And the next one.
Oh, you win that one as well.
9.
Yeah, you win again.
And the last one of this.
So this is against a guild master.
Guild master, yeah.
So I get +5 in him, so it'd be +2.
Okay. Yeah, you got me.
I get him at that time.
Right, into the next layer of this onion. So I've got I'll start off with the jet bike into your gyrocopter.
Yep, even though it's... Oh no, in fact you get +1 because you charged. I didn't charge, he's in advance. Right. And I forgot to use my Overwatch, which I should have done. And he's dead.
Right. And then we'll just do this guy into him then. Or
yep.
Yeah, so neither of them have fought, so it's just +1 still.
+1 to you.
I'm sure. Your next biker has fought already, so I get 3 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof, not great. Both this time it's going to be Guildmaster against that.
So you're getting 3 dice again because he has fought around the combat.
Oh, yep, you're right. Well spotted. Yeah.
But I get +2.
Did you say?
Yeah, so 8 to beat, so I need 6.
Oh, snake eyes.
Oh dear.
Nice. They're all secondary combats for me. So you'll get 3 dice against them.
Work away this way?
Yeah, sure.
So 3 dice against 2, and I get +1.
Nope. It matters? No.
No.
Could have, but didn't.
Nearly.
So I'll go for the normal biker.
Okay. So 3 dice +1.
Yeah, still got
Just.
me. Yep. Not bad.
Yeah, you're already beat. So I get +1.
Yeah, no bother.
Anyway, there we go.
Just
for badness.
Yes. Right, so that's them. Oh no, we've still got this one.
So he has fought.
Yes. Yep.
So again, 3 dice. Oh, look at the state of these rolls. Man.
But he's still got another attacker on him.
So 4 dice.
4 dice.
Like, come on.
No. Definitely. Absolutely.
20.
But now we need to count up the casualties. So
you've got 7 now.
Yep.
And I've got 2, 6, and 7.
Okay, so it's a standoff then,
standoff, yeah. So neither side has to withdraw. As it happens, nobody's still engaged. We've killed each other.
Yes. However, you've got these guys in advance, so they might just be able to shoot these.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Excellent. It's quite a kind of artistic little pattern we've got there as well.
Yeah, spirals going.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay, Phantom is going to be the first of the advanced fires to go. He's firing his missile launcher into the building here with all the troops in it. Not into the building, sorry, at the troops. He's going to fire his wing las cannon and the heat lance into the bike squadron here. and then he's going to fire his pulsar at the Colossus. So I'll just do them in order. So I'll do the wing missile launcher into this building. So it's going to be 10 shots hitting on 6s. There's a few.
Yeah, 3.
3. Yep, and you'll get a 4+ cover save.
Save 2 of them.
2 of them, that's decent.
So that's kind of interesting because this is a particularly
yes,
large unit.
It's a hot topic for debate. Is our barrage rules at the moment? So we're playing about with them, seeing what works. Okay, so I'm going to do my heat lance and las cannons into the bike squad. So it's lasers hitting on 3s with blue dice, and green dice is the heat lance hitting on 4s.
Oh, nice. 3 hits.
So -1 for the heat lance, -2 for the las.
Yeah, it's academic, so all 3 are going to be killed.
Okay, so the pulsar going into him, so it's a 2+ to hit, and then it'll be d6 hits.
Oh.
If I don't roll a 1, like I always do with this weapon. Excellent.
All right, I'm going to fire my Thunderers, and they're going to lay into your guys in this, the garrisoned Guardians.
Cool.
So I get a whopping 15 dice here. So looking for 6s, 15 dice.
Oh, there's 1. No,
2.
2.
Woohoo!
So
I always have shocking luck when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah, I still think it's nice, the whole hitting on 6s and not 7s thing is...
Yeah, I'm glad they get rid of that.
And they're fine. Right, Revenant number 1 is up now, and he is going to fire his scatter laser into the closest spikes. He's got a missile launcher shot into these 2 trikes. That's all you can see there, and then he's going to put his pulse lasers into the Colossus. Okay, so I'll start off with the pulse laser. So looking for 3s to hit, and then that'll determine how many, or we'll see how many hits I get off the back of that, if any. Oh, 1. So 1 hit turns into D3. Oh, great. Dice has gone forever. So 2 hits.
Down to 4 shields.
Okay, and then we've got the wing weapons, or not the wing weapons, sorry, the scatter lasers are 5s. So this is into the wee bike squad. 1 hit. And then the last one is the 2 trikes, and they're getting the missile launcher at 5+. Just the 1.
Alright, so I'm going to fire my Colossus, and he is going to fire a missile into this building. He's also going to fire his 8 battle cannon at the guys in the building.
Yep.
He's also going to fire his Doomsday Cannon, which is going to go straight at your Phantom. And he's going to fire the Thunderer because he's within 50 range and try and kill your Avatar. I'll deal with the missile first.
Yep.
So, how many guys was that?
6.
Looking for 6s. I get 1.
1, and he gets a 4+ cover save.
-1 for the missile.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Dead, anyway.
So staying with them. The 8 battle cannon coming in. Looking for 6s.
Again, yep.
Not a 1.
Nothing.
I hate 6s, rolling for 6s. Thunder is at your Avatar is a 3+, so I'll just roll it in front of here. So -1 because he's too frightening to look at. That's hit. So you got a fixed 2 save.
Okay.
Whoa. So he's hanging in.
Yep.
And last of all, the Doomsday Cannon.
Yeah, because of the hollow fields, they always scatter, but they also bypass it if they hit.
5, which does clip the back, because it's always 6 you need to not clip.
Ah, okay, clever, yep. Okay, so that goes straight through.
Yeah, so you've got a 1+ save, it's -3, so 4 up.
Nope, it's a wound.
A wound, yes.
A single wound, so yeah, should we talk about wounds just now? We were talking.
Yeah, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about how many wounds to allocate Titans and Praetorians, because obviously in the Legions rules we've got, 4 wounds for a Warhound, 6 for a Reaver, 8 for a Warlord, something like that.
Yeah.
So we've decided to kind of go initially off of costings, and initially we looked at 1 wound for every 100 points, felt a bit low, 2 wounds for 50 felt a bit high, so we've settled on rounding up on 75 points per wound. Yep. So my Phantom is worth 600 points, giving it 8 wounds, so he's now got 7. So yeah, I still feel it might make them a bit too meaty.
We want the Titans to be king.
Yeah.
But we don't want to go too far with it either. So
yeah, and we've also obviously we've given it a 1+ blanket save for armor across Titans and Praetorians as well, which feels good in terms of it means they're not going to fall too much to las cannon fire or whatever, but maybe a bit too much. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's all open for adjustment at the moment. We might play with the wounds, maybe reduce the wounds, but keep the 1+ armor save. Or
yeah, I mean the 1+ armor save helps because a lot of the time in the Titan damage tables, particularly the smaller Titans, they would be 2+, maybe 3+. Depending on which ones they were. So the reason that we're kind of feeling that 1+ should be the case is because you do have the situation in Legions Imperialis where super heavies have a 1+ save. But again, that's kind of tempered by the fact that Legions Imperialis doesn't have everything in the game more or less able to damage Titans. Second edition does. So yeah, that's why we're kind of mucking around with this. And
yeah, we basically wanted to rule out the ability to have a non-TSM weapon taking wounds off a Titan.
Yeah.
And without doing any major rules modifications, that seemed like the simplest way to do it. So we'll give it a go and maybe make some adjustments in the future with it. But yeah, for the moment it feels all right. So yeah.
But that's my Colossus.
Cool. It's back to me, and just found a little saving grace here that my Revenant is actually in range with your foremost Goliath Mega Cannon, so it's going to fire the pulse lasers into that guy, and I'm going to drop the missile into these guys, and he's out of range for the scatter laser. So let's see if we get any hits with the pulse lasers. Looking for 3s, we do.
Yep.
And it's D3 each. So just 2 hits, and is it a -2?
Yeah, it's gone. It's going to get a 5+ save.
Wonderful, wonderful, yep. And for these guys, they're getting a direct barrage from the missile launcher, so it'll be hitting on 5s. And there's 3 6s.
3 die.
Yeah, and they'll need to be taking a morale check now as well. So squat morale 2+.
For this. I think some of them are 3 and some are 2, but these are 2.
Excellent, no bother.
Alright, so my Leviathan is going to... He's not got much to fire at here in range, so he's got all his las cannon plus a battle cannon going into these 3 bikes, and the Doomsday cannon is going to go into your Tempest up the back there.
Yep.
So I'll deal with the bikes first of all. The las cannon are 5+s and 4 or more for the green dice for the battle cannon. So 3 hits, so that wipes him off.
Lovely, nicely done.
Yeah. And last... I've got the Doomsday Cannon, so I'm going to do a D6 + 3 barrage points. 4. So 5 or 6s to hit.
Oh, not bad. 2 hits, so that's -3, so it'll be
4+s.
So that's 1 is dead, 2 wins, 1 dies.
Woohoo! Killed a Tempest.
Yeah.
I'm always pleased to get rid of them.
So back to my advanced fire, so I've got the Guardians into these squat warriors, building to building fighting here, so I'll be looking for 6s. Get 3. Wow. Should have saved that roll for something else. And you'll be getting a 4-up cover save.
2, so one goes.
1 goes. Yeah, well, slowly.
Catch a monkey.
Back to me again. So all I've got is my advanced fire. These guys have got nothing really apart from one of them can see a gyrocopter, so that's going to be a 5-up. No. So this is us at the end of turn 1 of our Legions Imperialis 40K experiment. And yeah, it's kind of panned out. I don't think it would have been much dissimilar if this had been a vanilla game of LI or a net epic game. It seems to be fairly even so far. I think for me, I've made a few tactical blunders in my deployment, so that's kind of, regardless of the rule set you're playing, unforgivable, and it's been capitalised on. So, as it stands, objectives-wise, you have this one uncontested, and this one uncontested.
And the one in the middle really is no man's land.
Yeah. Your warlord was going for it, but he was a bit too gallus, I think, in his ambitions.
He was.
So you've got 7 victory points total.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's all I get. Yep.
None. In terms of unit casualties, I'll do yours first.
Yep.
So squats, for anyone that doesn't play net epic or second edition, squats have got a rule above most, so they've got a 66.7% break point value rather than 50%, more or less.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
So yeah, they're effectively harder to break formations of squats because they're stubborn dwarfs essentially. So although it looks like I've done a lot of damage to Gordon's forces, I've not actually broken anything yet.
Yeah, the the Iron Eagles need just one more.
Yeah.
He needs to break. You need to kill 7 out of the 9 of those, and the other 2 at the back. Just in case you're wondering, they're the
Colossus's recon chopper.
Yeah, they're the recon ones, so they're not part of that formation at all.
Mm-hmm.
You only need 1 more of the Goliaths to break them, of course.
Yeah, true. So yeah, it's good. I mean, it's like it plays into the narrative of the squats, but also makes them incredibly annoying to play against, as anyone will testify that's done it. So for the Eldar, the bikes. So the bikes formation was the bikes and the scouts and the scout titans. So we're making a ruling that the scout or the titans and praetorians don't affect the break point of a formation. They're effectively attached support units, whereas the bikes and scouts do. So combined, the bikes and scouts have a break point of 10. And you've killed 10 bikes, so that means going forward, the scouts and Viperjet bikes, for as long as they stay on this earth, are broken. Now, an LI broken essentially means that they can only take advance or charge orders, and they're -1 to their morale, so it's not devastating, but I would rather it wasn't the case.
And so you don't need to do a morale check?
No, there's nothing morale checks. Morale checks are only when you lose casualties through shooting and loss of close combat as well.
More for second players, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because they'd be expecting morale checks all over the place.
Aye, exactly. And my kind of core Guardian aspect warriors formation is fairly solid still, I think. I've not actually checked, but I'm hoping it is. And the Tempests are also just the one of them missing, so...
Yeah, definitely is. You need to lose 14 to break the war host.
Yeah.
One last bit of bookkeeping is I've got 2 shields to put back in my Colossus and 1 on my Leviathan, 4 pluses, 1 in each.
Yep. Okay, so we're interrupting the movement phase of turn 2. So Gordon, you're charging these 2 bikes into my fire dragons, and the guardians that are in this building are going to opt to overwatch and snap fire at them as they come in. 5 dice hitting on 6s.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And we're right in saying that only 1 unit can perform an overwatch against another unit, is that?
I believe that's the case. You can't continually overwatches. So,
cool. So I had the option of obviously either doing that or using the fire dragons, but yeah. Okay, so Gordon, you're piling in to this combat with your bikes, and I'm going to overwatch against them with my fire dragons. So I've got 2 fire dragons that aren't currently engaged or pinned as far as we can understand, and they're going to shoot at the bikes coming in against them, and any casualties you'll get to pick from your pool before we've kind of set them up as where they will end up if nothing happens, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
These 2,
yeah, well, you'll get to choose ultimately. You'll probably choose those 2, I guess, is the point. So 6s. Oh
no, unlock it.
Right. Yeah, we're not entirely sure about the whole overwatching when half the unit. So at the moment, prior to this, these two fire dragons aren't in close combat, but those two are. I don't know.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. It seems like a bit of an edge case, but cool. Done. No matter. Right. End of turn 2 movement. We'll start on my right hand flank here. So the Tempest stayed on first fire, nothing happening there. In the middle here, this is a new big stramash of combat that's going on. So my fire dragons were jumped by your bikes, then my scorpions piled in, and then your other set of bikes piled in the back of the scorpions. So it's all go, and then obviously saw the fluffed overwatch shots against them. So yeah, it's going to be bloody in there. In the far flank here, my Vipers have moved up, maybe a bit gallously, to try and take this objective, but there's a lot of firepower facing down on them. Including the melta-guns from bikes, so it's kind of all or nothing for me now, though. I need to grab some objectives, otherwise I'm just bleeding points. My Revenant has jumped over everything here and is now facing down against the side of your Colossus here. Obviously he's kind of immune to most damage from these guys in this building, so I don't think he's worried about them too much. My Scouts just stayed still, and yeah, considering moving them in, but then they lose their stealth bonus, so yeah, that objective is still uncontested at the moment, so it'll be, if they survive, they'll take it. If they don't, then it'll sit for another turn.
Yeah.
And because in Legions Imperialis, the Titans can't claim the objectives, so none of these guys are eligible. I actually advanced my Tempests to get them in range this time, so we actually had to look up how far a Tempest moved, because none of us have ever moved one before. So yeah, 25 centimeters, pretty good. Phantom again, warbled forward because he needs to kind of get into the thick of it. I think I've been a bit too cautious considering how many wounds they've got. I think I really should be getting in there, especially with that heat lance if he wants to kill anything Praetorian wise. Your berserkers broke cover, pushed through to take this, to hold this objective, and they've now been met by my guardians coming out of this building. Maybe a volley of fire going on there. Your thunders stayed put as expected, and so did your grand battery, or your Goliath, sorry, and your lads here thinking about popping up, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's where we are at the end of turn 2 movement.
Guess I went into first fire. I'm going to pop up with my Iron Eagles, but Craig, you've got some badness.
Interruption. Yeah, I'm going to use my Firestorm, so he's got no flyers in this game to fire it, so he's just going for skimmers instead. So, yep, as per the EE rules, and just what we're using for the unit rules, yep, you can snap fire against skimmers and flyers without penalty. So, I'm going to do so. Yep. So, 3 dice hitting on 4s. Ugh, just the 1.
So I need a 6 to save. Oh, so one of them gone. Take the back guy off. That's just break them.
It does break them. It doesn't really come into play this turn now that everything's moved and stuff. It's more next turn. It will affect your morale going forward.
But I don't need to do a morale check.
No, because you're in the last one.
All the shots are going into the Guardians. So I have differentiated, but they're all 5 pluses. Hits will kill. Two of them off.
Right, so my first fire, I'm going to use my Tempest. If I get a shot here, 2 of them are left against your Guild Trikes. So it's a wee bit of an overmatch, but I kind of want them gone to protect those Vipers. So hitting on 4s. 2.
I'm going to willfully lose my Guildmaster.
So you need to got a fixed save.
Oh, he does actually.
I'm just looking, so this is an interesting rules question. Obviously, if you've got mixed saves within a unit, I think there is. Yep, so we've looked it up. Now, there's a fast dice rolling part of the LI rulebook, and it talks about where this scenario comes into play. We've got a mixed detachment of armor save values, and what you should actually do in that case is allocating dice to which units you're firing against. We haven't done that, obviously, so we're just going to say that I was going for the Trikes because that's what I would have been going for because they're the bigger threat on the table at the moment. But yeah, an interesting one that kind of like steps back on what we've been doing so far with the unit-to-unit, detachment, fast dice rolling rules, which I think is really good.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to fire these pikes before they get wasted. Yeah, 2 Trikes into the detachment. And the Guildmaster's got 1 dice. These are 3 or more, he's a 5 or 6.
Ooh, 1 dead.
Yeah.
Okay, over to me. I'm going to pop up my Falcons and then go back at these Trikes I've just fired. And I don't know if it's the best decision in the world, but I kind of want to push them off this objective. Not that I think these Vipers are going to be long for the world, but got to do it. We've got to play the game. 4s.
Yep. Right, so I'm going to fire my warrior group. I've got 6 guys, so 6 dice, 5 or 6 to hit. He's got 2 dice, 5 or 6, but -2. And we're going after your Vipers. It's quite a battle for this objective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably going to end up wiping each other out. No, I hope so.
Yeah.
5 or 6s. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. So
Nah,
that's
they're
2
dead.
-2. 2 are definitely.
2 are definitely dead, and then 3 saves. 6s. Oh, done it again. How many dice have I lost down the back there today? Oof, close, but no. All dead. Falcon, first fire at your still pop turned Iron Eagles. Yep. 1 dice. It's a hit, and it's a -2, so we're looking at a 6 for you. Nah. Nice. Oh, and he'll take a morale check, please, as well. Oh, he's fine.
Alright, I'm going to fire this fellow.
And
And he's going to go at your Tempests.
Yep.
So it's got a direct barrage, d6 plus 4 barrage points. 4, 8.
Ooh, nice.
So it's going to hit in 3s.
3
That's a whole
attacks.
detachment.
Yep. That's the 1, and saving on a not a 2, so it just takes a wound.
Okay, my Thunderers are next. They are going to go for these Guardians. 15. I'm really tempted to go after your Revenant, but the objective is on.
Yeah, got you.
5 or 6s?
That's enough.
Yeah, they're wiped off the face of the earth.
Yep. Bye-bye.
And last, to finish first fire, my Goliath cannon is going to go after your Tempest again.
Mm-hmm.
So you should deal d6 plus 4 barrage points. Whoa, 10. Nah, that's not like this. 3 shots, 2 plus.
Hey,
3 hits. 3 above.
Oh, you'll never guess. Lovely. Oh
Well
well.
done.
Yeah, all good. So we're into the turn 2 close combat phase, and Gordon has initiative, so you get to pair off the fights, essentially, or choose which fights happen first. So you have already tactically thought this through, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So these ones are going to attack your Scorpions.
Okay.
I'm going to resolve that fight first. So they're the first detachment, and the rest of us separate detachment.
So Scorpions 3d6 plus 6. We're both charged, so we're both on +1, so that can be negated.
You get 3 dice plus 2 overall.
Yeah.
Against my 2 dice.
Cool.
11, 13. Well, can't beat it. This one, same deal.
Ooh.
12.
Mm-hmm.
I can draw. No. So for the second round, I'm now attacking here. So this is now I get 3 dice. 3 dice plus 4 versus 3 dice plus 6. So you get +2 overall.
Yeah.
We're both rolling 3 dice.
Oh,
That's annoying.
Jeez. Oh,
5,
what we got? I think that is you beat. No, it's a standoff.
12. Oh, so annoying. And the same again, this next one.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he dies.
Yeah.
And then picking on your fire dragons.
Yep. So from my memory, I think they'll be pretty much 0 calf probably. Let's have a look. +2.
Okay.
+2. Yep.
Or 2 dice, I get +2.
Let's see.
Just as well, I had that.
Absolutely. So take one away.
And then this one. Oh, this guy's dead.
Is that everybody? That was a standoff. So I've actually won that combat then.
So I've got to,
2 to 3. Yep.
got to do a withdrawal then.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm going to fire a Colossus because he's getting tactics all around and all sorts of badness. So it's going to fire the Doomsday Cannon at the Tempest first of all.
Sure thing.
D6 plus 3 barrage points. 6 force. 1. Minus 3. The missile is firing there, as is the Thunderer.
Mm-hmm.
So the missile hits in 5 or 6. It's -2 because you're in cover. So any guys you get in?
5 under there still, yep.
For 6s. Nope.
No.
And the fire the Thunderer, which will be 5 or 6. It's usually 3. Nope. And he's also doing always battle cannons into this Revenant. It takes 4 or more to hit. 1 hit.
1 hit. He's on charge. He's on advance, so we're 4-up save.
Yep. What a waste of time that is.
Well, you know. Okay, so I've decided that infantry need to go. So this guy is going to, at the extremes of his angles here, is going to fire at these 2 infantry squads. He's going to put a pulse laser into each of them in its burst mode. He's going to fire a missile launcher round into these guys and then scatter laser into these guys. So I'll start with the pulse lasers, sorry. And what is it, 6 in that squad?
Yeah.
Do I need to differentiate for your Hearthguard? Did you got a save?
Maybe just change one.
I'll chuck one of your Hearthguard then. That's pretty good. 5 of them. Yeah, including the Hearthguard. Yep.
6 to save the Hearthguard.
No, so 5 of them. They'll do a morale check as well for what it's worth. It's okay, I think. Yeah. I also declared that the missile launcher was going into them, so it'll just be 1 guy now hitting a 5. And it is. He's dead. Gonzi, right. Right. On this side, it was the same, more or less, with the pulse laser 3s. Yeah, just dead. Oh, well, it doesn't...
Oh, he gets a 1.
Lovely. That was pretty effective.
Right, the Leviathan then. He's going to fire his Thunderer at one of these striking scorpions.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3+.
No.
It's not going right here. Okay, 6 dice. Your Tempest was just in range.
Yeah, so I can only hit one of them then.
Yeah. I'm also going to fire the Doomsday Cannon. I'm going to fire that first.
Right.
D6 plus 3. 8. So I'm going to hit the 3s.
Yep.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Minus 3.
So one,
2 wins, so
one's dead.
one's dead.
And I'll take a morale check on that guy. Oop, he's fine. Yeah. Right, let's see if we can repeat history. So I'm going to use the pulse lasers on the Revenant. I'm going to put one blast into this building and another blast into this building. And then I'm going to do scatter laser into these guys, missile launcher into those guys. 3's hitting up to 5's because of cover. Not bad. 3 dead.
Yeah.
Morale check for them as well. Ooh, fine. And what did I say? The missile launcher as well, so that'll be 6's. Oh, 6's. Lovely.
That might be a game changer.
Maybe. Warriors 5's. Nope. So 2. Scatter laser is just 3 dice, and it'll be 6's, and I'll just go for the warriors. Nope. Nada.
I'm going to fire another Colossus, see if he can actually hit something. I don't know. We'll see. First of all, he's going to fire a missile at your avatar, -1, because he's lightning, so it'll be a 6 to hit. Nope, I'll do the Doomsday Cannon and the Battle Cannon at your time. D6 plus 3 for the Doomsday.
Nice.
Points of 3.
Points.
First of all, Doomsday Cannon, no for scatter.
No, you're good.
What's the hit?
It bypasses the whole fields. -3, so 4 up. No, it's fine. Yeah, I think we maybe over-allocated the wins potentially here to Titans, or maybe this 1+ save thing. We'll come back to it anyway.
8 battle cannons, usually 4+, 5 or 6 because of the terrain.
Oh,
That's
that is
good.
lovely. Is that all hits?
All hits.
Wow.
8 hits.
8 hits.
So you get 8 hollow field saves first of all.
Yeah.
3
Oh,
pluses.
yeah. Oh, no, a couple get through. 4 and 4.
4. And then you get 4 saves.
Minus-
3 plus.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay. I'll just go for the Phantom, then missile launcher, one of these dudes, and then everything else in the Colossus. 4 guys in the Hearthguard. There's only 6s, won't it?
Yep.
And add a Pulsar now. Let's see. Do I hit? Yes. How many hits? 6. Strip the shields. Las cannon hitting on 3s, is it?
3s, yeah. 1.
One
So,
hit, minus
one
2.
save plus.
It's fine. And then I've got the Heat Lance, hitting on 3s, 1 dice, penetrating 3. Right, hits, -3.
4 plus.
No, good. And it's Engine Killer 3, so it means you take 4 wounds. So that's quite good.
Yeah, that is good, but it's a helpful win.
Yes.
So
And you're still not dead, but you are
I'm not
broken.
dead, but I'm broken.
You're broken, yes.
So I have to be in advance the rest.
Yeah, okay. But that really does mean you need Titan killer weapons, you need volcano cannons, you need heat lances to kill other Titans. Interesting. I don't know if that's good or bad. Kind of good. Right, so I'll do Tempests into your Goliath, yeah. So 6 dice, hitting on 4s. 4. Yeah, he's gone. Lovely.
So at the end of the turn then,
Yeah.
this side of my board has been completely cleared.
Mhm,
So I don't, apart from 1 Goliath here,
Yeah.
I've got a Colossus, which is you've taken it beneath halfway.
Yeah.
These 2 are fairly secure.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of guys left, but when comparing it to your side, you've got
I mean, you've done a good bit of damage. I've got my Tempests still. I've got 4 Tempests out of the 6. I've got 3 Falcons left. I've got the Firestorm. I've got all my Titans at full health, more or less. I've got a couple of units of Guardians for grabbing objectives and the Aspect Warriors for potentially getting in and millering these guys. So, on the face of it, I think I'm in a better position.
well, given this the state of play, I'm willing to concede.
Yeah, so there'd be 3 turns left, essentially, wouldn't there be? You don't have much to grab. You can't hold these objectives, I wouldn't have thought.
No. Well played.
Yeah, good. Good game.
Yeah, enjoyed that as an interesting.
Aye, it was
experiment.
a good experiment. I think it's proven once again infantry are king when it comes to legions and net epic to a certain extent, but more so in legions in terms of grabbing objectives. So yeah, lessons learned on both sides, I think, for that one. Titans, I think we need to have a wee bit of a play about with the wounds and saves and stuff on them. It feels almost right. I don't think we're far off of it, and it certainly wasn't. I don't think either of us were hard done by it.
I think we had a kind of good mix of dice rolls.
Mhm.
Sometimes I get some crackers and then I get some really terrible ones. So I felt overall we were both rolling equally.
Equally bad and equally good at times.
Yeah.
No, I think overall, and we both had fun, which is the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a fun game, and it felt a wee bit different in terms of what's got strengths and what's got weaknesses, and that's quite good because it means we get put stuff out on the table maybe that we wouldn't always take. Like Guardians for me with the Eldar would be a last resort, but because you need line infantry really for objective holding, then they're my first thought now. So
yeah, maybe more infantry is the way to go.
aye, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you did the right thing with being aggressive with them. It just didn't work out because I had so much firepower to bring to bear on them. Obviously, this scenario as well is a funny one with all the objectives being in the middle of, I mean, it's called No Man's Land for a reason, and it is No Man's Land. Whoever puts their head above the parapet and goes into the middle gets shot. So it kind of played out, I think, as the designers intended, with a bit of a bloodbath in the middle. So I don't know whether a different scenario would have highlighted any other issues with the rules as they are at the moment, but I think it played out pretty well. Yeah.
Well, please do drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really keen actually to see what Legions Imperialis players and Net Epic Stroke 2nd edition players think of this mashup that we've been doing. Maybe you'll hate it. You'll really like it, I don't know. Let us know either way. We're always interested to see what everybody's thinking.
Yep.
But we'll be doing another one of these pretty soon. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, commenting, and most of all subscribing. And until next time, keep on living the life of Die.